ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, this is my co-host Teddy, and today we're going to be talking about a new wireless gaming headset from the guys over at Razer. And this is the Razer Man-O-War. Now, super quick before we start, I just want to say, GTX 1080 videos are coming very, very, very soon. So don't worry about that. They're right around the corner. It's just the problem of being in New Zealand. We are so far away from everything. It takes stuff ages to get here. Just ask any Kiwi and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. And also the fact that there have been actually some shortages with the GTX 1080. But I'm working with Playtech and we should have one very, very soon. So let's jump right in to the Razer Man-O-War then. So the first thing, obviously, you'll see that there are no cables, although there is a cable here that does come with it. Now this is for charging it. Another thing it comes with is a sort of like a USB dongle type thing, so that just makes it easier to sort of extend that cable, I suppose, if you're charging it, but also to plug in the wireless dongle. Now, if you buy this and you didn't watch any reviews or anything, you'd probably be perplexed, as I was, as to where the USB dongle actually is. Now, it's actually in the headphone, so you look underneath here, and then over on this side, you just push, and it pops out. It can be a little bit hard to grab. And there you go. There's your USB dongle there. And then you can just simply plug it into your computer. And off you go. It's all plugged in. You just need to turn on the power on the back of the headphones. And off you go. And while we're there, you see that there's the USB plug-in there. And you have microphone control on one side and headphone control over on the other side. And you push them to mute their respective sides. Now, as far as the battery life goes on this wireless headset, you'll be looking at around, Razer say up to 14 hours. Personally, I saw probably about 12 hours, so that's pretty decent. It's good enough, and as I said, you can just plug the cable back in and keep on using it, and it will charge. Now, it's featuring a 7.1 surround sound, so that's going to be a big deal for a lot of people playing competitive games out there. It's coming with 50mm drivers, which is quite common nowadays. A lot of them are running 50s. It has a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, impedance of 32 ohms, and a weight of 375 grams, which is probably just okay as far as the wireless headsets go. Now let's talk about the design. So as you can see straight away, this thing is pretty big and it's definitely bulky. So for those of people out there that like a very small headset, a very slimmed down headset, yeah, you might want to look somewhere else because this one is pretty big and bulky. It actually reminds me of the SteelSeries 800, which we tested a little while ago. Not in terms of the overall design, but the fact that it is quite large and quite bulky also. Now, the RGB lighting on the sides, as you can see, it looks quite nice. I mean, this was just thrown in there, I suppose, as just adding RGB to everything, like Razer and all the companies are doing nowadays. But yeah, the lighting does look quite nice there. As an overall headset, I think it's decent looking, but it's nothing really exceptional to me. It just looks decent. It looks okay. I'm not blown away by it. As you can see, it's just all black. There's no real premium materials here or anything else that stands out aside from maybe the leatherette on the ear cups. But it's just a very standard looking headset to me. I don't really think of it as anything too ecstatic or too amazing. Now let's talk about the comfort then. So it's got a lot of adjustment on the sides, which is what you'd expect in this day and age, which is pretty good. When you put them on, you'll notice that it looks quite rigid when I put it on, and it actually does look quite uncomfortable. You can see me wearing them. Comfort-wise, I would say, again, it's only okay for me personally. Now, this will always be different for everybody else, but the headband itself, as you can see, is extremely rigid. There's no flexibility there, or very, very minor amounts, and the headband itself has a very sort of limited amount of padding, which means given the weight, you feel the weight quite a lot on the top of your heads, and the ear cups for me don't tend to have much grip, so it doesn't exert a lot of force around your ear, which is good, although these ear cups tend to push down quite a bit on my ears. So yeah, comfort wise it does okay. Yeah, just okay. It's going to be different for all the different head sizes out there. So this is another headset I would highly recommend trying out first if possible. Don't just buy it off the internet and hope for the best. I would go into a local computer store and like Playtech if you're here in New Zealand, and try them on. Just give them a go, see if they're for you, because some people are saying these are very comfortable, and then other people are saying, like me, that they're quite uncomfortable. So it will just depend on your head type, I suppose. Now let's talk about the sound quality. It's sort of like the main event, why you mainly buy these gaming headsets is for a really good sound quality and surround sound quality in this one. And as far as the 7.1 goes, it's absolutely fantastic. It works really well. This is going to be great for anyone getting into Overwatch like I am now. It's going to be really good for that, but also for other people out there playing games like CSGO. It just works supremely well. So that's a really good addition here, and I like that. As far as lag goes, which is a usual complaint when it comes to wireless headsets, people going, oh, it's laggy, you can't use it for competitive gaming. I didn't notice any lag at all with this, none at all. So that's really good. Although the wireless range, I will say, isn't exceptionally good. The SteelSeries 800 seemed a lot better in terms of range over the Man-O-War, but that's not really a big deal at the end of the day. So yeah, 7.1 works really well. As far as the other sound quality goes, in terms of listening to music and watching movies, it does a pretty good job, although I would highly advise you to go into Razer Synapse and set it up, because the default settings don't seem very good at all. I like to play with the bass and a little bit with the EQ. Just get it set up the way you want, because the standard settings of the Razer Man-O-War, honestly, I thought weren't very good at all. So you really need to go into Razer Synapse and do some adjustment, and then get it to a point that you really like and where it sounds really good for you. But after you do that, yeah, the sound quality is quite good. Which brings us now to the microphone quality. So its microphone just pulls out here. This is what I like. It's nice and flexible. But this is what I like. All self-contained right in the headset. You can just slide it back in when you're not using it. That's really good. I much prefer this to other things where you have to sort of unplug them and then leave them around or something. It's much better like this, much more tidy. As far as the microphone quality itself goes, it's very good. This would be great for streamers or someone who makes a lot of calls or does a lot of talking. It's very good. The voice clarity is very good. I was very impressed by that. So yeah, a very good microphone. But as always, I'll let you guys judge for yourself. So this is the mic quality of the Razer Man-O-War. So here is what the Razer Man-O-War's mic sounds like. If we go up really loud, this is what it sounds like. And when we go down and whisper, come on guys, let's get through this part. So yeah, generally I think it's really good. It should be good for everything you need it for, and great for streamers. So there you go. It gives you an idea there. I think it is very good though, and I think the majority of users who end up purchasing this will be very impressed with the microphone quality. Which brings us now to the build quality. Now these will be very good for people traveling, as they can turn and lie flat, which is really good for packing them away. Build quality wise, there is, as I said, the absence of some premium materials, which might affect that a little bit. This is definitely plastic fantastic. However, it does still seem quite well built. So I would say that I wouldn't be too worried in terms of the build quality. It's not using the premium materials, but it still seems well built, and this should do you very well, especially if you're someone who is traveling and they just don't want lots of wires or anything else like that. Although, it's not going to last that long unless you bring the cable to charge it. But yeah, you get what I mean. So yeah, build quality wise, it seems pretty good to me, but as always, we just have to see it over time and see what consumers start saying in sort of 6 months or 12 months time about how well they're holding up. Which brings us now to the conclusion, and what do I make of the Razer Man-O-War? So overall, I think it's pretty good. You know, it does a decent job, but it definitely could do better, and there are some issues here and there that I would like addressed in maybe a revised model in the future. Now, it is quite bulky. For me, it was a little bit on the uncomfortable side of things, although comfort's always dependent on the individual and, of course, your head size. The sound quality is only okay in default form. However, once you get it set up, it is pretty good, and the 7.1 actually works very well. And of course, the mic quality was quite good also, and build quality wise, I thought it was, you know, pretty decent. Now, this is coming in at 350 New Zealand dollars over at Playtech. And for that, I think it's only an okay deal. When we compare it to the other wireless headsets out there, that's actually a pretty decent deal. And, you know, some people might be considering it just for that reason. However, when we compare it to other gaming headsets in general, then it starts to become a lot less appealing because you're paying quite a bit more than many other headsets, just like the Cloud Revolvers, which we just reviewed. And you're not really getting that much better of a headset. Well, I wouldn't even say they're better than the Cloud Revolvers in pretty much any category, aside from the versatility it has with being wireless. So this one, I would say, I would only recommend to a very specific consumer, someone who's tried this on in the store, they've found it comfortable, they require a wireless headset for whatever reason, and they don't mind going through and setting all the audio stuff up exactly the way they like. Then I would probably recommend it to you. But if you're just an average consumer out there, you maybe can't get down to a computer store, or your local computer store doesn't have any of these on demo and you're not that sure, then maybe give this guy a miss, or maybe, you know, just wait a little longer for it to come down dramatically in price if there's a special or something like that, because it's hard to just recommend this gaming headset on the fly. As I would be worried that many of you guys out there, the fans, the consumers, might be a bit disappointed with it. Now, I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.